Hi there, I'm Danny Flexen and welcome to SecondsOut FLEXpectations, our weekly look ahead at the boxing actions come over the weekend. We're here every Thursday at 4:30 p.m. and this week we're going to be focusing on one show in particular, and that's the massive show at the O2 Arena this Saturday, Matchroom Sky Sports box office, topped by the World Boxing Super Series final at super lightweight, what used to be known as light welterweight of course. £140, 10 stone if you happen to be British, and I cannot hype this fight enough. It pits two of the very best in the world. They say the number 1 and 2 at the weight. Jose Ramirez might have something to say about that, but certainly two of the 3 best at the weight in the world in Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis. And not only that, they are both in top form and both either at or approaching their peak. You know, young guys meeting in the prime of their careers is what boxing's all about. Not only to unify 2 of the major belts in the division, but also to win the coveted Ali trophy for the winner of the World Boxing Super Series. I couldn't say any more about this fight that would get you more excited. It is excellent, but go and watch their highlights, obviously. Go and watch some of the fight week build up on our channel as well, and you'll see just why you should be kind of frothing at the mouth, to quote a not particularly palatable image for this fight. Josh Taylor from Preston Pans near Edinburgh, excellent amateur, very experienced amateur, but not so experienced as a pro. Prograis is actually more experienced as a pro, but Taylor has just looked better with every fight, and he's been matched incredibly well by Cyclone Promotions on the way up, obviously trained by Shane McGuigan throughout his career. Shane McGuigan's first world champion that he trained from the very start. Excellent trainer, of course. Managed by Barry McGuigan as well, Shane's dad, and they've guided him so well. You know, he's had a little step up in every fight, from that amazing kind of domestic fiery clash with O'Hara Davis, which he won very clearly as it turned out, to kind of ex-world champions, kind of just slightly on the way down. And then going into the Super Series itself, the win over an outclassed American in Ryan Martin, and then the semi-final win, which finally brought Taylor. I said finally, he hadn't even had that many pro fights, but it must have felt like he'd been waiting for the world title shot for a little while. Got that world title IBF belt against Ivan Baranchyk in a fight which was maybe a little harder than some anticipated, but Baranchyk's obviously a world-class operator. And Taylor went through some kind of tough moments in the fight, but ended up a relatively clear winner, and now goes into the final against Prograis, who in his own semi-final demolished, it's fair to say, and from the back foot kind of picked apart the WBA champion Kirill Relic. Both deserve to be here. Both deserve the hype that this fight's getting, and it's a true 50-50 fight. Prograis is a very slight favourite with the bookies. I would probably have made Taylor the favourite, especially as the fight's in the UK. Yes, it's not in Scotland, but it's definitely closer to home for Taylor than it is for Prograis. And I just think Taylor he's got that little bit more seasoning, and I think a lot of that's to do with his amateur background, and he's also physically the bigger man. He's taller, he's longer. Prograis, though, he can do a bit of everything. He's a creative fighter, he's got explosive power, probably the bigger one-punch hitter than Taylor. It'll be interesting to see who's faster as well. Taylor insists he's the faster guy. I'm not so sure, and I'll need to see that in the ring on the night. But just an incredible fight, and I'd urge you all to watch it. Chief support's great too. Dereck Chisora, when he was originally supposed to fight ex-WBO champion Joseph Parker, was insistent that he and not Taylor Prograis should be the main event. Didn't agree with it then, don't agree with it now, but still an excellent chief support against the replacement opponent in Big Truck, as they call him, David Price. Talking about who's got more power in kind of Taylor and Prograis, I mean, David Price is one of the biggest one-punch hitters in all of boxing, and obviously heavyweight boxing has the heaviest hitters generally. Dereck Chisora, we know all about him. He's a known quantity on his latest Indian summer, if you like. Rich vein of form. Destroyed Artur Spilka last time out. You know, that win over Carlos Takam when he was really up against it and pulled out that big right hand to finish matters wasn't too long ago. Still fresh in the memory. Was beating Dillian Whyte on the scorecards, or at least 2 of the scorecards, I believe, before Whyte pulled out one of the punches of his career to end matters back in December. So it's going to be really interesting. Chisora comes, he brings pressure, closes the ring there, closes the space down well. But David Price against Dave Allen last time out really subdued Allen, who was on form behind his jab. His jab's improved massively, and it tees up that massive right hand that we know Price has. It's a really, really intriguing fight. They've had several 50-50 spars in the past, and I can't wait to see who comes out on top in that one. And if those 2 fights aren't enough, and they really should be, you've got Ricky Burns and Lee Selby in a must-win crossroads clash at lightweight. former WBO lightweight champion in Burns, 3 weight world champion overall, in the kind of latter stage of his career, but looked great against Scott Cardle last time out, but has then been on the shelf for quite some time looking for a fight. And then you've got Lee Selby, who after losing his IBF featherweight title to Josh Warrington, jumped up 2 weight classes. Big rangy guy, it hurt him to make the weight at 126 pounds for a while. He moved up, he got a decent win over the American Omar Douglas, and now these two meet in a clash that really neither of them can afford to lose. And you can read an interview with Lee Selby about that very subject on our website, SecondsOut.com right now. He spoke to Umbreen Khan last night at the public workouts. And then if those 3 aren't enough, and you've got the likes of Shannon Courtney and Conor Benn on the undercard, of course, you've got a really intriguing European title fight between the cruiserweight champion Yves Ngabu, a Belgian, who's based in Sheffield under Dominic Ingle, esteemed trainer, and rightly so, who's taking on the unbeaten British and Commonwealth champion Lawrence Okolie, or until recently, I think he's given up at least one of those belts now. Okolie done everything right so far, but not always in the most exciting fights. Not too long ago joined Shane McGuigan, who's an incredible trainer. He'll be looking to improve from there. Big step up for him, I think it's fair to say. He proved dominant at domestic level, but Ngabu is a European champion, aggressive fighter, pretty clever too. You know, he's not a come forward kind of plodder. He knows what he's doing in there. His footwork's improved from his early days. And Ingle obviously is great at teaching that kind of awkward, slipping and sliding footwork based style. So I think that could turn out to be the fight of the night on a show that's crammed with really, really good fights. So I guess you've heard what I've got to say about it, but I want to know what you think. What is going to be the fight of the night? Which one are you most looking forward to and why? And also, put in your messages, put your money where your mouth is. I know I haven't, so it's a bit hypocritical, but please, 4 main fights, tell us what your predictions are. Who's going to win and how? And if someone gets all 4 right on the nose, including the method of victory, I will dig up some sort of prize. I'm that confident that no one's going to get it, but we'll see, we'll see. Let us know what you think. I'll respond to some of the messages and tune in on Saturday night because you don't want to miss it. I'll be back next week for FLEXpectations, 4:30 PM Thursday, but I'll also be here Monday to reflect on the weekend's action, which I'm sure is going to be great, 4:30 PM Monday for Reflections. Thanks very much as always for your time, and I'll see you all soon.